It's Friday, February 17th, 2017. I'm your host, Sarah Mannel. We have a great show in store for you today. We will meet Antonia Stevens. She is the new library director at the Cotuit Library. She's going to tell us about some great programs available. And we'll talk with Hyannis Youth and Community Center General Manager Joe Izzo about how to keep your kids busy over February vacation. And we'll wrap out the show with Assistant Recreation Director John Gleason. He's going to give us a preview of some spring recreation activities. And also he's going to tell us when you can sign up on this episode of Barnstable Today. Now let's take a look at today's top headlines. Town Council approves an appropriation and transfer order for the Barnstable Municipal Airport for $95,000 during last night's meeting. The money will be used to pay for the costs associated with the scope of work required in order to respond to the notice of responsibility that was issued by the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection. A state grant will pay for public outreach efforts as the town's growth management department completes its housing production plan. The state's Executive Office of Administration and Finance awarded the department $5,000 for the program. Town Council voted to accept that grant during last night's meeting. The Growth Management Department wants resident input on how to spend this year's Community Development Block Grant funding. The funds must benefit low and moderate income people and can be used to create or preserve affordable housing, increase economic opportunities, and improve public facilities. This year's estimated allocation is a little over $270,000. Residents can offer their thoughts during the meeting Wednesday, March 1st at 3 in the Growth Management Conference Room. All are welcome to attend that meeting. The Massachusetts Department of Transportation continues their roadway improvements for the Route 28 intersection improvements at Burses Way. While there are no detours currently scheduled, traffic during construction operations may be delayed, and motorists are advised to use caution through the construction work area. The work hours will be between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. As always, please slow down and use extreme caution when traveling through the road construction areas and detour routes. And of course, follow posted safety and detour signs. Up next, we're going to chat with Antonia Stevens. She is the new Cotuit Library Director. So Antonia, you started at the library in October of 2015 as the assistant director. You had a lot of experience working in a library. You worked for a long time at Sturgis Library.
I worked at Marston's Mills Library for 9.5 years and at Sturgis Library for 4.5 years. Yeah, so
wow,
I came in
lots
with
of
a lot
experience.
Barnstable Libraries is kind of my specialty.
Yeah, I like it. We have a great library system, don't we?
Absolutely.
Very lucky, I think, to have a library in every village. One of the things I think that's so special about that is that the programs at the library really can focus on the community, and you guys here at Cotuit have some fantastic programs. Right now we have people knitting outside, you have a knitting group, you have reading groups, you have great programs. One of the programs you guys do a great job of too is technology.
Yes. Do
you want to continue? I know Jenny Wiley, the former director, started some of that technology work. Do you want to continue those programs?
Absolutely. I think that it's vital to all the members of our community, the seniors and the young people. We go to the Senior Center, as you know, to do technology classes there, either one-on-one sessions or tutorials. And I'd like to also bring tutorials here to the library. We hadn't been doing that in the last little while. I've just recently hired a new programming technology and outreach coordinator, Gus Haslanian, so he will be working on that. And then with Jenny's help, we wrote a grant for a computer coding camp for young children. And we got that grant from the Massachusetts Board of Library Commissioners and the Institute for Museum and Library Services. And we are going to be running some camps for very young children, learning how to code, but not necessarily actually being on the computer, learning computational thinking. So that was a big thing that Jenny wanted to do, and we're excited to move forward with that. So.
Well, very exciting too, because this is a growing field, and to introduce kids, I think, at a younger age really makes them, they learn stuff so much better when they're younger, and this could really be a great introduction, foundation for a career.
Exactly.
Later in life.
It's a form of literacy that we really have to embrace, and it's not, people get a little concerned that, oh, you're going to stick very small children in front of computers for an hour at a time, but it's not that at all. It's really learning how the as I said, computational thinking works, so you can do it with directions, and you don't even have to have a screen in front of you. We have all sorts of games and crafts that help you think that way. So it's.
Have you heard of the Autobot or Ozobot or something? It's a coding. I'll have to show you.
There are a lot
it's
of
really
coding
cool.
things out there
Yeah,
right
there's
now,
some
so.
great games and fun things you can do with kids.
We're going to be doing Cubetto, which is a little wooden robot. He's super cute, and you can program him. And we have Robot Turtles, which is a board game, and Code Monkey Island. They're really fun games for kids to play.
So cool. So they're going to be learning things, but they won't even know.
Exactly.
Is there going to be a cost for kids to attend the camp?
No, not at all. That's one of the things that we focus very hard on, is trying to find outside funding so that no patron has to pay for anything. And that's particularly great for seniors or people with a lot of children who want to participate, and they can't, they spend all of their money trying to participate in things.
So many camps are so expensive. As a parent of two, I know, looking at the camps, they can get really pricey really fast. So what an awesome opportunity to have it here at the library. You do some really great programs. Very excited about, you have people come and talk about their travel experiences. You have so many different events. What are your favorite events here at the library?
Well, I would say right now my big focus is on this Royston Nash Music Appreciation Series, because we got grants from the Arts Foundation of Cape Cod and from the Mid-Cape Cultural Council, as well as monies that were donated to the library when Royston Nash passed away last spring. So we've put those monies together so we can actually fund performers and speakers to come, and for 2 years of music events. So we've got concerts, but they also have a didactic component so that people tell about the genre that they are performing. We're having Betsy Siggins, who's a Cotuit resident and person in the folk industry. She's going to be talking about protest songs. We're having a little mini folk festival next fall. We're going to have a jazz festival next summer. We're trying to focus on all sorts of different genres of music. And we had the Cranberry Shores barbershop chorus come in and sing, and then we did a documentary on barbershop. So people are just learning a little bit more about music than just sort of sitting back and appreciating it. So that's something that I'm really focused on.
Plus, listening to live music is such a great experience. It's so relaxing.
Absolutely.
So really important, I think. That's such a cool program.
And bringing people into the library who might not otherwise come here, and then they see the space and they see the resources and realize how important a community center it is.
Do you have any, you've talked about so many great things that you have implemented and you've been working on, so many great grants that you're getting. Are there any other goals you have for the future of the library?
Yes, I really think it's important to reach out to some of our community neighbors, including the church and the Civic Association, and really form some bonds there, just in terms of providing services for our community together, because we're all working in sort of the same areas and want the same things for our community. I also think it's important that we keep going with our discussion on the opioid crisis. That we had that panel discussion last spring, and I really would like to do some more, slightly more focused discussions with that. And it's just been, right now I'm still trying to figure out what exactly I'm, all of the things that I need to be covering in this job. So it's,
wow, and it sounds like you're doing an amazing job, I have to be honest. You've really hit the ground running, but with so much library experience, it is not surprising.
You know what? Much of it has to do with an amazing staff. I have a great board. I have people, patrons who are just so helpful, volunteers, our friends. I mean, that this is not a job you can do alone by any stretch of the imagination. And I'm super blessed to have all of this support, so it's great.
Well, congratulations on the new position. We're glad to have you here, and look forward to coming back and talking about more programs in the future.
Absolutely, anytime.
Thanks so much, Antonia.
You're welcome.
Now let's find out what's happening at the Hyannis Youth and Community Center with General Manager Joe Izzo. It's just about February vacation, and that means our kids are going to be home for the week. To find out what they can take advantage of at the Hyannis Youth and Community Center during that vacation, we have with us General Manager Joe Izzo. Joe, what kind of activities are you guys over at the HYCC going to have available for families and kids?
Oh, Sarah, we have all kinds of fun and exciting stuff taking place next week at the HYCC for School Vacation Week. Everything from extended open gym hours to public skate to family stick time, which is like a pickup hockey, to the walking track, the computer lab, and the game room. So lots and lots of fun and exciting stuff taking place next week. And it's really going to start this weekend with a big youth hockey tournament as well. So we're looking forward to an awesome week next week.
I love it. Sometimes breaks can get kind of boring, especially if you're not traveling anywhere. You want to have something fun to do. So great opportunity to get out and enjoy the HYCC. Will the Casual Gourmet be open during vacation week?
Yeah. Yep. Certainly. Yeah. They'll adjust their hours a little bit. Their hours now, when kids are in school, is 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon until the end of the night, and then they're open on the weekends from 8 until the last game on Saturdays and Sundays. So they'll extend their hours for us for School Vacation Week and accommodate the families and kids who are coming in to utilize all the building has to offer.
Yeah, and so many things are happening at the HYCC.
Oh, yeah.
Also, it's time to sign up for spring activities, which this is exciting for me because it's almost springtime. It means it's time to sign up for activities. The booklets went home and the backpacks this week. So what can we expect for spring activities at the HYCC?
Oh, we have some new programming scheduled for the springtime here at the HYCC that we're really excited about. As you know, we do pickleball here a couple of times a week, actually Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. During the day, we set up in the gymnasium, but Mark Bordley, our youth center manager, came up with the idea to kind of bring the pickleball to the younger generation. And so we're going to launch a Saturday program for kids grades 4 through 7 to do pickleball in the gymnasium here at the HYCC.
Oh, that is so exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So, a new program, something new and exciting. And as you know, pickleball is a fun sport, and it's, not real intimidating. It's for all levels, whether you know how to play tennis or ping pong or not. I think it's really easy to get out there with your sneakers and grab a paddle that we have and get going and have some fun out on the court.
So cool. And learn a new sport, a growing sport.
Yeah.
Everyone's really, pickleball's taking off.
It sure is.
It's a whole trend.
It sure is.
Love pickleball. And of course you'll have your skating programs like you normally do as
Definitely.
well. Is that correct?
Yep, definitely. Yeah, street hockey and t-ball and a lot of the spring staples that we've done in years past. But we'll also still have some open gym, and we're rolling out a spring basketball pickup league for kids grades 4 and 5, and then in grades 6 and 7, some lots of open gym time and open volleyball time, and it's just the spring is kind of a rebirth here in the building as the winter sports season dies down with the high school teams. We have the opportunity to add some programming. Really, in the gymnasium, we can do a lot of different things in the springtime. So it's an exciting time for us.
Yeah, absolutely. What is the best way to sign up? Does it matter whether you come in person or sign up online?
The best way is whatever's most convenient for you, Sarah. That is the best way. You can do both online registration, or you can come down on Tuesday, February 28th at 8:30 is when the walk-in registration for residents begins. So if you have some time on the 28th and you want to come down and sign up for pickleball or the spring basketball league or t-ball, you can do so, or you can do it right from the comfort of your own couch, wearing your pajamas, and do it at 8:30 on the 28th as well.
That's definitely my favorite way,
Yeah.
on the couch in my pajamas, for sure. Glad to know that sign up will be easy. Just a reminder to parents, they probably should get in that system a little bit ahead of time in case they didn't sign up for any fall activities. Make sure their child's age and grade are correct.
Yes. We encourage everyone to give us a call or shoot us an email just to check to make sure that your child is listed appropriately with their age and with their grade, because some of the programs are grade and age dependent. So, it's super easy if you just give us a call at the main number, and we'll route you to the right place and get it taken care of. It's really an easy fix on our end. If you can get that done before the 28th, it will be smooth sailing for you.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today, Joe, and telling us all about the great programs happening at the HYCC. We really appreciate it.
Oh, sure. And one more thing, Sarah. Next week we will have a lot of high school hockey in the building as well. The Barnstable High School hockey team is hosting a tournament on Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Games are at 3 p.m. and 5 p.m., so you can come out and check out the boys hockey. Mashpee, the Mashpee Monomoy team has a game next week, and the girls program does as well. So high school hockey is still kicking. High school basketball is still kicking in the gymnasium, and now that we're wrapping up kind of the regular season in the next week or two, the playoff season will begin for us here in the gym and on the ice. So lots of really fun and exciting energy here in the building.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Joe. We really appreciate it. And, of course, look forward to chatting with you again next week.
Thanks a lot, Sarah. Have a great vacation week.
Hey, you as well. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Our guest today, of course, HYCC General Manager Joe Izzo. The Recreation Division has some great programs this spring. We're going to get a sneak peek with Assistant Recreation Director John Gleason. Assistant Recreation Director John Gleason, thank you so much for sitting down with me today.
Oh, no problem.
The Recreation Division has some really great programs for kids. They're so affordable. What do we have to look forward to this spring as far as rec activities go?
Well, hot off the presses, we do have our spring brochure heading out to the schools this week, just before school vacation. So right now we have our eye on springtime and getting outdoors and finishing up this winter with activities in the next couple weeks. But things are gearing up for the spring.
I love getting back outside, and I think the kids do too. What are some of the favorite activities that kids like to sign up for in the spring? Is it flag football or?
Yeah, I mean, so after school, our 4th and 5th graders, they love the flag football after school. That's always a big hit with the boys, and occasionally we get a couple girls as well. And for girls, we have a girls' youth lacrosse program after school with Melanie Mimo, and she runs a phenomenal lacrosse program. So if any girls are interested in learning the sport, that would be a great program to get into. We also have some outdoor adventure type classes through Mickey Davies and Andrea Higgins that they go out and go on nature hikes and explore and stuff like that.
That is the greatest. I love the Sandy Neck Junior Ranger program. Is that happening, or is it going to be a different hiking program?
Well, it's they go on nature hikes and they go out to Sandy Neck every once in a while. They go to Craigville Beach, or they just go around and just check out different locations. So our Sandy Neck Junior Ranger program usually typically in the summertime, but this is just kind of an offshoot of that because the demand is very high in the summertime for those sort of programs. So it's kind of just a small little offshoot of that, where they check out nature and the beaches and stuff like that.
So many great areas here too to check out. What a cool experience for kids to get. And Andrea has such a great knowledge of our ecosystem here on Cape Cod. So you can learn so much from her.
Yeah, she's very knowledgeable, and all the kids really enjoy the time with her. And it's just a great program we've added the past couple of years, with her being able to help us out. But yeah, we're just looking forward to getting out of the gym all the time and getting some fresh air. Once the snow melts and stuff like that. But
getting some vitamin D, which is so important.
Yes.
And exercise is really important too. There are so many different programs. I think one thing I love about the recreation programs is that they're so low pressure. If you don't have experience in a sport, this is your chance to try it out, especially before you get into high school and start moving on to more organized sports.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, talk about exercise. We do have a great program on Saturdays, a running program that allows the kids from 1st grade to 7th grade get involved with the running program. And we start with very basic stuff and just get them to move and learn how to stretch and just get some good exercise outdoors with some good coaches. And we try to prepare them for a 5K race. Some of the older kids can do that, and then some of the younger kids, we have them do smaller things so they feel that sense of accomplishment, and there's no pressure other than just trying to do your best every time you get out there. They're not worrying about the other kid in front of them. They're just worrying about how each week they can get better themselves. Yeah,
so cool and so important for kids. Are you still going to have some of the great programs? I know many times in the past you've had some science programs that are held after school. Are those just a winter activity, or will those also happen during the spring?
No, I believe we do have some science type classes after school for the 4th and 5th graders. after school. Usually we have those on Mondays, so you could look forward to that in the brochure. And
of course, babysitting is the standard too.
Yeah, we
Everyone
usually
loves
have babysitting on Tuesdays at the middle school, and with the middle school as well, we have our spring sports class for the boys. Where typically they like to do a variety of different things, so we don't just have our heart set on like flag football all the time. We do kickball, wiffle ball, dodgeball games, all sorts of things. So if they get bored of one activity, we can jump to the next one, in a heartbeat.
That sounds like something my son would really love. He loves gym class. It is his favorite thing all week when he gets to go to gym. It sounds a lot like a gym class.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the kids these days don't get enough, PE class time at school. So basically, for the middle school kids, it's basically like an extra PE class where we offer them a set idea of what we can do, and then they can come up with other ideas. So I can bring in other equipment, and we can kind of play any game they want to play. If they do it in gym class, we can do that as well. And it's just a great experience for those kids just to get some more exercise throughout the day.
And work with a team, work with a coach, get that experience too. So lots of great opportunities. When do we have to sign up?
So sign-ups is February 28th. It's a Tuesday, 8:30 in the morning. You can sign up online if you have your username and password. So just make sure that everything is up to date. Or you could go in person, 8:30 at the HYCC, and we'll be ready to take your registrations on Tuesday the 28th.
And that's such a good tip too, to remind everyone to make sure everything's up to date, because as we know, the system doesn't necessarily increase your child's age or grade level.
Yes, we have to
do that manually.
We have to manually do that, and I believe we are going to start doing that automatically starting after spring registration. I believe we're going to bump everyone's grade up for the leisure program registration. So once people are ready for the leisure program, because that's going into the following year. So when you register now, you're registering for what grade you're in now. But for the summer leisure program, you're registering for what grade you're going into. So after spring registration, we are going to automatically increase everyone's grade level. We're going to do that for everybody. And we're hoping that that's going to be a success where it kind of alleviates some of the phone calls or emails into our office with, you need to update my child's grade and stuff like that. So we're hoping that it works.
Some panicked parents worried about getting in that program that maybe didn't know to update their child's age.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of
a little stress.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of did that. I mean, unfortunately, we were kind of punishing the masses for the few people that would manipulate their child's grade to get into certain programs in the summertime. For example, like a sailing program where everyone wanted to get into sailing, but they weren't a certain age or grade yet. So sometimes, people would manipulate their child's grade level to get into that program. So we kind of put that in place, but we were penalizing the masses for the few people that would do that. So we're going to flip the script here, and hopefully that really helps things out for people.
Yeah, so thank you so much for talking about everything that has to do with recreation activities. Can't wait to check out the book. It'll be in your child's backpack this week, so take a look for it. Of course, our guest today, Assistant Recreation Director John Gleason. Now let's find out what's happening around town in today's community calendar. You can drop by the Cotuit Library for some relaxing coloring in their cozy art room this Saturday. You can pop in anytime between 10 a.m. and noon. It's a great chance for grown-ups to have fun with coloring pages. The library will supply the coloring pages, colored pencils, and even tea. You can bring your creativity with you. The program is free, but they do ask that you call the Cotuit Library to sign up or visit cotuitlibrary.org. You can also sign up on their website. Capabilities will continue its sensory film series with Angry Birds. The organization will have a viewing of Angry Birds at the Chatham Orpheum Theater tomorrow, Saturday, February 18th. The series is developed with individuals with disabilities in mind. That means lights will be turned up in the theater and the sound will be turned down. That's going to make everyone feel a little more comfortable. The movie begins at 9:30 in the morning. You can visit capabilities.org to get tickets. You cannot get tickets at the Chatham Orpheum Theater. You do have to get those tickets today on capabilities.org. There are no meetings at Town Hall today. Just to note, though, Town Hall will be closed Monday for President's Day, but we'll be back in action Tuesday morning with another great show for you. On Tuesday, we'll chat with Police Chief Paul McDonald. We'll talk with DPW Director Dan Santos. Plus, we'll have all the news and information you need. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.